Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
hello.
Today is Wellness Wednesday, and we have a special guest today talking about a special part of the female anatomy. I'm so excited. You guys, we never talk about it, but every woman has one. So, yeah. But today, we're going to start off our program with Miss Crystal. Hi, Miss Crystal. How are you
Hello,
doing?
hello. Hello, everybody.
How was your
I'm doing
morning?
well. It was pretty good. I was running a little bit behind, but, here I am.
You know what? We're on our own timetable. Everybody's cool with that. A lot of people wish they had a timetable like ours. So no worries.
Right, right. I do like how we do things. We're pretty
Yeah,
chill, pretty laid back.
absolutely. So today's Wellness Wednesday. You guys know we always bring special guests, special subjects. That's what I love about our Wellness Wednesday. And it's all about how we can make our bodies better, our mind, body, soul, spirit, everything comes together as one. And we have something amazing today for you. But in the beginning, we always start off with Crystal's testimony because she's a walking miracle. We talk about why we do Wellness Wednesday and actually what Crystal does normally because I like for her to tell you her skill sets because they're pretty amazing. And they grow every day, which is awesome too. I see her growing and it's awesome. But Crystal, go ahead and start by telling us your medical miracle and then why we do Wellness Wednesday for people out there.
Absolutely. So, I'm a holistic health coach. I'm an herb specialist. And, years ago, I got into this because I was diagnosed with something called ulcerative colitis. It's similar to Crohn's disease. A lot of more people know about Crohn's disease than they do ulcerative colitis. And ulcerative colitis is just inflammatory. It's like an inflammatory bowel disease with ulcers in the colon. It's inflamed, internal bleeding sometimes, and it's much more than that. But we won't get into the nitty gritty. And I went down in 30 pounds in 1 month. Got down to 97 pounds when I was 24, and when I was 18, I was actually diagnosed with this. I still lost 30 pounds that month, but it wasn't as bad because I was younger. But when I was 24, I had the worst flare-up. And that's when I got down to that 97 pounds. That's when I basically looked like death. I felt like death. The doctor said if I was any older, like in my 50s, I probably would have died. I needed a blood transfusion, all kinds of things. They were telling me you might have to do chemo and you might have to get surgery and you're going to have to take medications for the rest of your life. And they're telling me this at 24 years old. So I didn't like what I was hearing. And I got with our naturopathic doctor that I actually met when I was 18. And I didn't take her too seriously, obviously, because at 24, again, that flare-up. And then at 24, I went back to her because I knew what she did worked. She taught me about herbs, diet, lifestyle, nutrition, how to take care of my body, mind, and soul. And I learned from many other people who are naturopathic doctors, and they taught me great things, and my body started to heal. And as my body started to heal, and I got better and better, and now I don't have ulcerative colitis anymore when a doctor said I would have it for the rest of my life, and I don't. I did all that, like I said, through diet and lifestyle changes. And now I'm feeling better than I have ever before. And I knew after that I could help people in the same way, no matter what the ailment is. You can help yourself because your body has its own mechanism where it can repair itself, replenish. And that's what we want to teach people is about health, real health, eating whole foods. Food is medicine, and we need to learn that. And that's what we're here to educate is just holistic health, body, mind, and soul. And that's where me and Kathy come together because we believe in education and we believe in helping people naturally. We don't have to be sick and tired for the rest of our lives. We don't have to take medications for the rest of our life. There's always another way and another option. Everybody's body is different, and we got to get to the root cause and not just treat symptoms.
And I want to add on there that I went to the doctor last week and got my blood test done, and my numbers are still decreasing. They're either staying the same or they're decreasing, you guys, and that is so much better than, it's just remarkable how the body wants to heal itself if you treat it correctly. And so, I'm excited about my numbers, and I'm excited about the new journey I'm about to take, and we'll talk about that one day, because Maybe we'll get Crystal's mom on one day.
Maybe.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun because she's going to help me. She doesn't know yet. So I hope you're out there listening, Debbie. You're going to help me with my next journey in life because I really do need you. All right. So let's get on with the show. Today we are on with Miss Simone Good, and we're going to talk about a special part of the woman's body that is amazing. And yet we don't give it enough attention. So can we please have Miss Simone Good on?
Absolutely.
Hello. How are you? Welcome to Wellness Wednesday.
Yes, you are part of our Wellness Wednesday into infinity. That is so amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, most definitely. All right. So, I start off with people's normally with their testimony, but I'd like for you to tell everyone what we're going to be discussing today, what it's called, and what we're going to be discussing.
Today, we are going to be discussing hydrotherapy, which can also be known as YONI steaming, V steaming, Baja steaming, hip baths, can be known as so many things, as well as vaginal steaming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's amazing. So why did you start this? Like, was it a part of a medical thing, or did you just start it because, tell me, let's talk about that.
So I'm definitely happy to, and I love talking about it. So for me, I'm originally Guyanese. I'm from Guyana, South America, and this is something that you're going to find in a lot of either South American countries, Central American countries, Asian countries as well. So back home, a lot of women, after they finish either having a baby or they're trying to have a baby or they're experiencing any womb issues, we're literally like sitting over a bowl with either, it can be anything from salt, or it can be plants that are literally picked and grown there. It can be anything that's coming from the herbal realm, right? The herbal world, right? When I came here, in the late 80s, so around 89, I came to America and I had my son in 1999. So I had my son in 1999, and it was a very traumatic pregnancy for me. I had preeclampsia. I had like everything. It was ridiculous. I literally went from 150 in weight on up to like 320 something pounds. And it was just a lot. So I ended up having an emergency C-section. And this was back when they would put you to sleep. So it's not like now where women have like the half a shield and everyone's awake and they're still looking beautiful, face makeup, hair done, everything. So they put me to sleep and I wake up and next thing you know, like I have this child here, right? And I'm still in pain. I'm still slouched over from staples and a C-section. And after my 3 to 5 days in the hospital, it's like you have to go home and start a life now. However you deal with this is however you deal with this. And so my family background, I was lucky enough to have a child with someone who also came from my cultural background as well. And I was going through so much pain. I couldn't nurse because mentally I knew that I was dealing with postpartum, and mentally I knew I went to sleep pregnant and with this belly and with this child, but I woke up and they're just like here, and it's like you kind of like miss that connection. And so I wasn't lactating, I wasn't able to breastfeed. I was still having pains with being stapled and a C-section. And so my son's grandfather, he's Guyanese as well. He was like, well, listen, and this was like day 2 of being home. He went and he literally got, those orange Home Depot buckets that they have. He literally went and got one of those, and he was like, sit over it. And scalding hot water. I'm like squatting over this thing. All this stuff is like coming down, and my you literally like feel and see my stomach going down. I'm like, this is like to me, I'm like, this is the most embarrassing thing in front of my son's grandfather, you know what I'm saying? And, but I'm feeling so much better, like so much better. And so,
oh my God, I'm about to get in tears because that means
I know.
you.
Yeah,
and what do for you. Oh my gosh.
And this was, not only do you walk away with labor and delivery bills, this was something I was able to do at home and not have that add-on expense, you know, at the hospital of them trying to fix these issues. And so it helped me with my mood. It helped me physically. It helped me with everything moving on from there. And so fast forward to literally fast forward to 17 years later, right? So I've been married for 9 years now, and my husband and I were trying to conceive and nothing. So with my son, that was my first and only pregnancy in life. And we were trying to conceive. And so we were like, you know, let's see if we can do IVF, right? It's the thing out there. Like, let's just go and see what's going on. Ooh, Kathy. So we go to Reproductive Medical Associates. We're going through, and they put, like, you literally have to go through 3 to 6 months of tests, counseling, shots, and these things are like early morning appointments. So these are like 5 a.m. appointments. You're going in to see the doctor. You're, you know, talking to someone every week, and it's a lot. It's a lot mentally, and it's a lot physically, and it's a lot on a relationship as well.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed. It's a lot financially. Like it just was a lot. And so we did this for like 3 months, and they scheduled us to start in vitro June 11th of 2016, where they go in, they extract the eggs out. They already were like, here's what you need to take, blah, blah, blah. And so I hadn't started taking the meds yet because I'm doing all of this research, and I'm like, this sounds like one of those commercials where it's like side effects may include your eyeball falling out, your tongue turning in purple, and I'm just like,
oh,
too much. Death, which is always mentioned
coming out with 3 heads. I mean, it's like, really, guys?
I'm like, I'm trying to give life, and you're telling me
trying to have a baby.
Yeah, it sounds like, yeah, exactly. You're trying to give life, and they're trying to take.
Yes. And they're telling me that I may die, and I'm like, I'm trying to bring forth life here. And so I hadn't started anything. And so my husband was like, you know, well, why don't you go back to steaming again? And I was like, okay, great. One of the things that they found when I started going to RMA, they saw, and I have it posted on my Instagram as well, when they did the histidiogram, they saw that I had a fibroid that took up the whole of my uterus.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That must have been painful.
Nothing was getting in, out, nothing. Yeah. It was like the whole of my uterus. So I ended up they scheduled me for laparoscopic myectomy surgery December 31st of 2015. And my husband and I were like, we had like the plastic cups, and we were like, cheers to the new year, you know, because I'm like doing surgery on New Year's Eve. So I had the surgery. My husband was there with me, and I'm so thankful for that. The very next day, January 1st, I'm like, okay, this doesn't feel right, you know? And so we go to a herbal store in our area. We get some herbal blends put together. Now I'm like, okay, this is what I had to do, and I have my son, my first son, you know? So we did some herbal blends put together at this store. The young man that actually worked one-on-one with me actually trained under Dr. Sebi.
Oh, wow.
I was
Very cool.
thankful for that. Like, when I tell you thankful, like this man would travel to train under him, like sat under him.
Wow.
You know,
I
and
got
so
chills.
he was working
chills.
with me one-on-one. Like this is and showing me, because I already had the cultural background.
Hold on 1 second. For all of you who don't know who Dr. Sebi is, you better go look him up. I got chills for a reason. That man was amazing. His wife is amazing, and he teaches us a lot about our health. Just go look up Dr. Sebi. I'm sorry, SEBI. Am I spelling it right? Yes.
Yes.
So go look him up. That's the reason, like, I'm like, what? Okay, go ahead.
Legacy still lives on to this day.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I had to say that because people don't understand how amazing and how important he is to us.
Right. Okay. His wife is still on Instagram, even though he's passed. His wife. Okay, just want everybody to know.
That's what I'm saying. Go find his wife. Because they. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, legacy still lives on to this. And how many people can you identify like real time now from our industry, right, Crystal, that their legacy continues to contribute. Like, he is like the male version of Henrietta, right? And just contributes, you know? And so this man was working with me one-on-one, literally like teaching me, you know, and this is like a whole place of just herbal products everywhere, loose leaf products. He's like teaching me one-on-one. And so I end up getting a package, and he's like, come back anytime you need anything, blah, blah, blah. And so I go back, and he's like teaching me, right? My husband is a carpenter. And he's in a union in New York City. So he builds a stool for me, so I don't have to like steam in the toilet.
Yeah.
And so he builds like this box out for me, and he's like, no, I need to build it with this type of. He's doing his carpenter thing, and I'm like, I just need to steam, right? And so we start steaming in January, right? Because surgery is scheduled, IVF scheduled June 11th already, right? Down payment, like we've already gone through financial talking and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to, I'm traveling for work, because I was the director of staff, and so I'm traveling for work. I'm in Colorado. I'm like not feeling well. So after my business trip is over with, I missed my son's prom and everything because I'm traveling for work. I come back. That weekend is Memorial Day weekend. And he's like, you know, you already missed this. Like, let's go down to Atlantic City and, you know, just have a great weekend. And so we travel out to AC. Our first day in AC, we're like walking the boardwalk. And mind you, I'm steaming every week from January. Memorial Day weekend is in May, and I'm like, every week I'm over this thing, like steaming.
Right.
And then, you know what I'm saying? I'm like doing my classes with the guy. I'm like steaming. I'm like, I just want to get my womb healthier for when I start IVF, right? And so we're in Atlantic City, and my husband always jokes about I could like drink him under the table. And so we're in AC. You know those tall, like Fat Tuesday cups they give you? You know what I'm talking about? And so I can't get anywhere with this cup. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? I'm like, I can't drink. Oh my God, I'm dying. Like, what's wrong with me? And so we ended up leaving because I'm like, babe, I'm really not feeling well. We go home. The next morning, I'm like, something's not right. You know, like, am I steaming too much? Am I doing too many herbal teas? Like, because I'm making different blends because I'm learning from him. Like, am I doing too much? I said, let me go let me talk to him. And so he's like, go buy a pregnancy test. I go buy a pregnancy test, and I'm naturally pregnant. Yeah. Like 17 years, steaming from January to May. I'm naturally pregnant.
That's awesome.
Naturally.
Chills, little goosies.
And I'm like, look at God. Like, look at this. Look,
That's so
I
cool.
mean, 17 years,
Yeah.
you know? And so we go through, like, we're with doctors and everything, because I'm just like, still can't believe that this is happening, right? I'm like, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And so thankfully, you know, I was able to have that moment. I ended up going into preterm labor 6 months, during 6 months. And my, our son, he came into the world, he took a breath and he passed. But I was so happy to have that experience of, you know, just being able to naturally conceive and understand the herbal aspect of it, and realize, like Crystal said, you know, this a herbal and holistic lifestyle is real. It's the real deal. And I always tell people to this day, like, when you go to the doctors and you go to the hospital, that's for trauma. Like, those are trauma things. You break your leg, you go to the hospital. You go to the doctor. Anything else, mind-body alignment. That's why I was so happy to hear you talk about that. Mind-body alignment. You know, you can literally, exactly. You can literally
preventative healthcare.
Heal yourself. Yeah. And so that's what we do here. I have a brick and mortar location in New Jersey.
Awesome.
And so women come in and they do hydrotherapy.
Well, you can put those pictures up if you want to, Crystal. I sent her the pictures that I took of your place. And I also want you to let us know what the Spotify channel is as you're talking, because the music that you actually have in there is so uplifting and so edifying, and it's amazing. And I was like, "Oh, I need this CD." She said, "It's my Spotify. It's my Spotify." I was like, "What?"
I will go ahead and post that real fast. Kathy, I'll pull them up and you can want to tell us about it a little bit, what you experienced maybe?
Oh, I can totally do that. I actually, a friend of mine took us to her place, and it was amazing. I had never had a yoni steam before, and it was a very nice atmosphere. I absolutely loved it. That is obviously a privacy room where you go in and you sit on this steam vessel, stool, if you will. And there's a door on the side that if it gets too hot, you can open the door and some of the steam comes out, which is absolutely what I had to do. But you see the pillows and everything, and she makes you her own blend of herbal tea. I mean, I felt like a princess sitting on a throne, actually.
Oh, you look like a princess too. You look so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So that right there is the gown that wow, that was quick.
Sorry.
That's the gown that because you get this robe, you guys. You get this robe. She explains to you how to actually sit on it. You have to move all kind of skin and everything around the area of your vagina, which is cool. And you have this gown on, and the steam not only steams your girl area, your vagina, but it steams the entire body actually. And it is really an amazing feat. Now these are things that are on her some of the things that are on her wall, and they're just amazing, edifying.
Thank you.
Yeah. They're just and I asked permission. I was like, "Can I take pictures of these?" You know, yeah, they were pretty cool. I think that every woman should think about doing this for themselves. You know,
that is my favorite quote, by the way. My absolute favorite quote.
That's awesome.
So yeah, these were amazing. Her whole shop though is very. It's just a nice atmosphere.
That's what, and you know, we custom built this place. Like I said, my husband's a carpenter, and we custom built this place to have that experience and not to, you know, come in and just sit down, because there's so many times we see on shows where people, you know, they're sitting down, they're having fun, they're enjoying it, and then that's it, right? But with good living, it's truly about the experience. It's truly about, you know, the aromatherapy, what you take in, what you see, using all of your senses, sitting down, experiencing the full body steam. There's times where, you know, like our breast, you know, breast cancer among women, we're getting younger and younger, you know, with breast cancer coming out with women.
Right.
So when you sit in this full body gown, you have that moment to start steaming through your armpits, your lymph nodes. You're steaming everything through your body, you know, and the stools that we have, they're custom made. So they're made out of sauna wood. So when you go into a sauna, Crystal's just looking like,
yeah.
When you go into a sauna, it's specifically made for you to have that full detoxifying moment, and that's what we do here. So the sounds that you hear as well, because again, it's that yin and yang, right? That balance. So as you're detoxing down into the stool, we want to make sure that as you're also receiving the medicinal benefits of the herbs, you're doing your affirmations, you're doing your manifestations. We have people we have CEOs that are in here. We have, you know, women that come in that hold state positions, that hold all these high level positions, and they're coming in here journaling. You know, we're Good Living on Spotify, so it's GOODELIVING, all one word. And Kathey can tell you about that playlist. That playlist is something serious because, look, you have to be able to walk out of here not the same way you came in.
That's right. What I love about it too is that you guided us through, like I'd never had it before. So you guided us through with your soft, serene voice. You guys, let me tell you, I probably wouldn't be the best person to be doing that. But just the way she speaks and the way she's like, for the next 15 minutes, I want you to do this. And for the next 10 minutes, I want you to think this. And I'm like, okay. I wasn't even thinking I was think I'm going to come and sit on the pot, you know? No. It's a whole experience, you guys. It's pretty amazing.
And we are constantly, like, I always tell them when they come, you're not in here to clean up. You're not in here to do anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave everything right where it is, relax, because it really is for you. And that's why I guide people through, because I just want to be able to show you the operational side of it.
I needed it though. That's the thing. Like, your brain is so scattered into thinking and when you hone in on a person that's telling you, it's like yoga.
Yeah.
Like, I need the yoga teacher to tell me, focus on this, Kathey, because you had a flat tire before you got here. They stole your money in that account, blah, blah, blah. I need to know that I can only hone in on a voice. And that's exactly what we needed that day. Although we did do the Healy on her, by the way. I wanted you to know that. And that was awesome, too. So we were kind of working it the same way, but it was cool. It was so cool. It really was.
We do provide herbal tea here as well, because when you are, so everything is custom blended, hand blended here with our herbal tea. So not only are you sitting down and, you know, having this full body detox, you're also flushing from the inside as well. So we want to make sure that while our guests are here, because we don't look at our guests as customers or clients, these are truly our guests, you know, and while our guests are here, they have the experience to, you know, have this herbal tea, to go through the hydrotherapy experience, to also take in everything they're smelling, everything they're hearing, everything they're seeing, because when you walk out of here, who knows what the world has for you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we've been blessed. We've had the opportunity to have 17 women be able to naturally conceive, women that are well into their 50s. I had someone come in here this month, and she came to surprise me with her 1-month-old twins that she had in a stroller. And this is the woman that came in here, and she was like, it's never going to happen for me. And she was just crying. She just saw the sign on the street, And she's like, it's never going to happen for me, never going to happen for me. And she came in and she was doing her steam treatments. And that's another thing. This isn't, and I'm sure, you know, Crystal, you see this as well. This isn't a overnight. When you take medicine, that masks and covers the symptoms, right? So that can seem like an overnight process. That can seem like an overnight solution. When you're in a holistic lifestyle, because it truly is a lifestyle. And you're in a holistic
minute
lifestyle,
by minute.
minute by minute. And sometimes these things take time. You know, and this person was able to come in and
time, patience, just focused. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, because I'm definitely agreeing with you, because it's about your thoughts. You can literally tell your body. You know, when people and especially us as women, like when we think that, you know, we're pregnant, like we start getting these thoughts, and then we can make ourselves believe that, you know what I'm saying? Your mind can make you think and feel and stress can turn into so many different things in the body. So many different
I always say your thoughts are your reality. So
actually, what I think Simone was saying also is that I have seen pseudo pregnancies before, where the belly actually grows from the woman thinking that she's pregnant. I've actually seen that happen.
And
just because she thought it, just because she wanted it that bad, just because that's what she felt. And no, ma'am, she was not pregnant at all, but her belly literally grew to where she needed maternity clothes.
Right.
So your mind can totally do that.
Through the morning sickness, you put yourself through these things. You put yourself through these pains and things, and it's like, no, your mind can. You have to have the right mind is health. You have to have the right mindset. You know, that's why I always tell people, the doctor, the hospitals think that's for your trauma. You know, but you have to be able to heal yourself. So everything that we have here, they're able to buy online. You're able to buy it online. You're able to, you know, have your treatments at home. You're able to, our stools you're able to buy online. We're B2B, we're B2C. Our stools you're able to buy online. Our stools literally sit in every state in the United States. They sit in birthing centers in Hawaii. Our cushions you're able to buy, our gowns, our herbal teas, everything. And then I'm also available through every means of contact, you know, to walk someone through every step and every process that they need. If we can save you a hospital bill,
heck yeah. That's
what it's about. It's truly a lifestyle. And that's why I tell people, under our logo, you'll see it says it's a lifestyle, because it truly is a lifestyle.
I remember the first time I had a client, and they called me, and they were her husband was in excruciating pain. He was about to go to the ER. And, you know, it was at the time when CBD kind of just started getting all like crazy and stuff. And I'm like, I have this milligram on hand if you want to come get it. And she knew it was like she trusted my opinion and stuff, because they had another CBD and they just kept using it and nothing was happening. And so she came and picked it up real fast. And after my house, they were going to go to the ER, and she immediately gave her husband some of that CBD oil, held it under his tongue. Within 10-15 minutes, she said most of his pain was gone, and they went back home, didn't have to spend like however much the ER bill was going to be. You know,
and that works. CBDs, and that's like I do CBD tinctures. I take them myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't make them, but I take them myself.
Right.
That's another thing. You know, when you really look at the fastest way to get medicine into your system is through your tongue, through your rectum, through your vaginal. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, again, that's what we do. You know, and CBD is another thing that is kind of like vaginal steaming, yoni steam. It's another thing that people can look at as trendy, but when you really pay attention to the medicinal benefits of it and start using it.
That leads me to my next question, though. So what are the benefits of actually doing the yoni, that other than fertility? We haven't gotten into that yet.
So the benefits of doing yoni steaming, when you're steaming on the leaves, on the herbs, the top of them, There's an oil that actually, when you apply heat to it, and Crystal's like smiling because she knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's an oil that actually emits from it. And that's what's permeating through your vaginal area, your external vaginal area. So when you're steaming, not only are the herbs helping you with your reproductive system, you have nettle leaf in there that's helping you with your circulation. Okay. You have dandelion in there that's also helping you with your circulation. Okay. Yeah. So people that are coming in with like issues with like clots, with diabetes, with high blood pressure, with any of those issues, they're now able to have their blood circulating and moving properly. So those are the other benefits of it. Their period, you know, you're now able to have your regulated period as well. You know, steaming also helps. We have women that come here and they're like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed because I'm passing gas here. Steaming helps with hemorrhoids.
Oh, wow.
You know?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
The soft tissue of the hemorrhoids.
Yeah, because they use something like, I don't know if you've ever heard of a sit bath. They usually use that for people who have like hemorrhoids or like.
That's all we used to do with this bath because we didn't know about steaming.
Right.
So
and then
my mother would tell me all the time to do sit bath for several areas, you know, things.
Yeah, after having a child, even sometimes they tell you can use a sit bath after having a child. Yeah.
And so when you think about it, a lot of the challenges that we face out there are people thinking this is something new, right? But it's not.
Yeah,
it's not. We've been doing it. We're talking about sit bath, right? We've been doing it.
Yeah,
you know, it's just now we just hear like a more medical name for it.
Yeah,
right. I wanted to tag along on this this yoni because the steaming and everything. I don't know much about this. I'm not the expert here. I just want to tell everybody that Simone is the expert here. But as an herbalist, you know, knowing that like, you know, essential oils and things like that, when we smell it, it's already in our bloodstream.
Yeah.
And so that means when we're steaming, you know, in the area, even when something enters our skin, like water gets on our skin, even we do absorb that a little bit. We absorb what's in that lotion. Whatever we're putting on our skin, our bloodstream is absorbing that. So it would make so much sense to do steaming of the vagina because you're having those herbs right there to the affected area. A lot of times as herbalists, even to work on things faster, instead of taking something like just orally and it going through your digestive system, sometimes we put it right on the affected area, depending on what it is. And it's better to get closer to the area to work faster. So this just makes so much sense to me, even though I didn't know anything about it. I'm like putting all these things together in my head. I'm like, oh, this is cool science. So
anybody that knows us knows that we don't confer. I get the guests. I don't even discuss anything with the guests. We get on here and we just talk, you guys. So just to let you know, we're learning as you're learning out there, listening to this and looking at this. So I want you to know that she is the expert, and that is exactly right.
And
what were you going to say, Simone?
No, I was going to piggyback off of Crystal. Even when you have things with like yarrow, such as yarrow, when you make salves, you know, that's there for like your skin infections, you know, bites and things like that. So
yarrow, I want to just add real quick, yarrow, it stops any bleeding internally. Just have to say that. So yarrow, I've seen it grows everywhere.
And so does shepherd's purse. It's something that grows everywhere. Dandelion.
Yeah.
And it's good for your liver, digestion.
Yes.
It's a bitter plant, but like my yoga instructor Carla always tell us, we need our bitters too, you guys. Not everything that you eat should be all good eating. I mean, good tasting. Those bitters are really important for your body. And so you still need those, and dandelion is very bitter. I have eaten dandelion greens before, and they're bitter, but oh my goodness, the benefit of it is so much better. Now, I have a question for you, Miss Simone.
Yes.
In my research, it said that we should do, or I have seen or heard women say that they do it after having sex. Why is that Why do it after sex? Because the man's semen is what, you know, that's what it's supposed to be. That's where it's supposed to be. So why would people do that after sex?
So sometimes you have women that naturally don't want to have children. Okay.
Okay.
And so you have things that are out there that are natural ways. What did you say?
I said toxic for the body, but go ahead. I'm sorry. I was going the other way.
Well, we're actually in the same direction here. Okay. And so you have things that are out there that, naturally helps a woman release what she doesn't, that are your natural plan Bs, I should say.
Okay.
All right. So when you're
Okay.
steaming after sex, that's your natural way of saying, let me release this part. Let me release what's there. Let me sweat this out. Let me detox this out. This is my natural plan B. Because again, your reproductive organs are opening, right? And everything has a way to naturally flow down. That's why back in the day, when you see women squatting and having children, you're in a natural position.
Yes,
it's the same thing with our stools. Our stools are naturally patented and customized to be toilet seat length, right? So you just feel comfortable, okay? You feel like you're in that natural position. So you find a woman that's steaming right after sex. It's like going to use the bathroom after sex, going to urine after sex, but you don't always get everything out. Not every woman has the same diameter,
tilted uteruses, like you said, fibroids, endometriosis. There are a lot of things that happen within our bodies that we don't even see or even know that's there. But that I understand what you're saying now. Yeah.
Right. And not every man comes in the same size. Not every woman comes in the same size. Right. And she would not be able to urine everything out, but when you do steam, you are able to get that out.
That's very cool.
And it takes approximately 3 days for the egg to be impregnated by the sperm. So if you do it immediately afterwards, that makes perfect sense that if you don't want to have a child, to steam afterwards. So that's a very good point. I never even thought about that, actually.
It seems a lot safer than putting something that makes your estrogen go crazy, But
I do want to say this too. When it comes to steaming, you guys, it's a very gentle area down there. Please be mindful of how hot that water is, because the steam is hotter than water. It just is. So, that's the reason why it's steam. So be careful with the temperature of what you're sitting on. But go ahead, Simone. You're there.
No, it's okay. I'm loving this conversation. I could stay here all day. So what's a really good trick for that? So for my women that steam at home, right? Okay. You always want to put the palm of your hand over the heat, right? Because this sensitivity is the same sensitivity as our vagina, right? So if it's too hot here, it's going to be too hot there.
Good point.
So if you can put your hand over your whether you're using a bowl, a pot, something ceramic, and then let me side note off of that, please do not ever steam in anything plastic at home. Ever. Okay? Yeah. It can either be a Pyrex, it could be a stainless steel, it's just ceramic, it can be a good living stool or pot. Like, just please don't ever steam in anything plastic. So if you can keep your hand over it for about 5 minutes, then you can sit on that and you can weather that temperature.
And approximately how long should you sit on it?
It depends. So we have women that come in that have reoccurring yeast infections or BV. Those are your 20-minute people, because you kind of just want to do that quick shot, right? Right. We have women that are coming in for infertility, or they have endometriosis, PCOS, they have fibroids. So those are your 30 to 40-minute people. Okay. You have women that are coming in with menopause. Those are your 15 minutes.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. And the herbs that we use for our cool down menopause, those are astringent herbs. Those are anti-cooling herbs, because they're meant to balance your hormones. They're meant to cool your body down. Okay. Because really, that's all menopause is. Menopause is just really an imbalance of the hormones.
So you do different herbs with different ailments.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
So we
that could
have
be a
12
praying
You
house for
target.
itself.
You target with herbs. You target the situation with herbs. I love that.
Yeah. We have
Yeah.
12 different steams here. We have 12 different steam services here, and each steam service comes with its own custom blend here with us. And you are also able to get these blends online as well as the herbal teas. We do sell a moon ease tea online. We do sell a flashes tea for women that, you know, are experiencing symptoms of menopause, like hot flashes. Everything that we have in-house, our customers are able to purchase online as well.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that is cool. So what is your online, what is your website?
Sure. So it's Good Living. That's GOODELIVING lifestyle LIFESTYLE.com.
That's so
to-
hard. Good is with an E, you guys.
Yes, GOODE.
Yeah, that is so awesome. Okay, so what does it do for the smell of the woman's vagina? Like if someone has
one of the things that we put in every blend, chamomile, lavender, and rose, okay? Because those agents you have, again, those oils are permeating through. Whenever you look at any cosmetic product, you're always going to find rose inside there because it's great for tightening the skin. Okay, so that's another reason we use rosebuds and rose petals, along with it being able to help with the pH balance of the vagina, which is really what's affecting your smell. And with these conversations, I don't like to really say smell because every person has their own.
I agree. Actually, I enjoy my smell. I'm just telling you.
So that's why I try and
it's pretty damn sexy if you ask me.
I love it. I love it.
You're making me blush here.
It's not an issue for me, y'all. So I don't have an odor.
Put it in a bottle.
I have an aroma.
Put it in a bottle. You have people that make candles out of it and bottles out of it. Put it in a bottle.
Girl, if I could sell my smell, I would be a millionaire. I'm just telling you right now.
I told y'all I can't take her anywhere.
It's okay.
You know, I'm proud of my vagina. I really am. She has done some work, you know, and I have also preserved her. Like everybody gets her. You see what I'm saying? I am very selective in who gets her. And so, I'm whoever, you know, you experience something when you experience my vagina. I'm not even playing. And just saying.
I love it. You know, I always say our vagina is like a portal. We bring life into this world, and it's to me, it's like a portal. Like that's what I think of it. It's like this magical portal.
It's a miracle. I mean, we are a miracle in itself. The way God has designed us, the way He has made us, it's just the most fantastic thing that anybody can have is a woman's natural vagina. Because what happens on the inside of there to emit life is just scrumptious to me. You know, and I tell you guys all the time who's listening, every time I learn about the body, I fall more in love with God. Because he's a miracle, he's just a miracle making God. And for me to be able to bring life in this world, it's like, what? Okay. And for my husband to be 50% of that, okay, I got you. So, and then have 2 children by the same man that are completely different. What? I mean, it's just amazing to me. So, yeah.
And that's another thing that I love about, you know, what we do is because my husband is co-founder, right, of Good Living. And so it's like when you have, because again, I'm always going to go back to that balance, right? We can't have one without the other, right? And we can't create light without the other, right? And so my husband makes the stools, he makes the gowns, he makes the cushions, you know, he sews. And
that's very cool.
I don't have any part of that, you know, and he does all of this, and this is his giving back to life. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing. I absolutely love it, because you don't, again, we go back to that mindset, and we go back to why good living is a lifestyle. We want to make sure that we continue to teach that you need to have both, that a lifestyle incorporates everything.
So I'm going to tell you guys something. For every Yana person that I know, Yoni, the people that do Yoni are African American. What is the dichotomy of that? What is happening?
So let me.
I love it though. Don't get me wrong. I think that's awesome. But what is going on with that?
But it's not though.
Yeah, it is.
So here's the thing. So Yoni statement originally, like I said earlier, it can be found in Asian countries. So you're going to see like a lot of like vaginal steaming in Korean spas. Okay, it's just called a Baha bath, or it's called a hip bath. Yeah. But you're going to mostly see this in Korean spas because we do a spa. Okay. You're going to see it also in Central American locations, because you don't really have that many South American entrepreneurs and owners. You don't really have that many Central American entrepreneurs and owners. Here, when you see it with a lot of African Americans, it's because either they're coming from steaming from home and seeing the benefits of it, seeing the results of it, and it's like, you know what, let me teach this to the world. Let me bring somebody else in and let's do it, because we're always sharing, right? Everyone is always sharing in this world, right? So that's why I would say that no, it's not just us. I think it's when you look at here.
I've only experienced us.
Okay.
Because I had 2 other women, you and 2 other women that I could have brought on today, that we really should have, probably all 5 of us would have been great to talk about this, that do Yoni, sell Yoni. I'm like, the kids, I'm like, I mean, and I haven't seen or heard one white person do it, or Asian. And I love it though. I mean, I think it's awesome. I might be opening one too. I mean, who's to say?
It sounds amazing. I actually would love to. After this whole talk,
I told you we're B2B. We do wholesale, to other businesses. Like I said, we have a birthing center in Hawaii, and their doula services. They order our stools.
Very cool.
For their women as well. So, if you have a doula service out there, this is something that you definitely, would like to provide, especially if you're a service-based business and you want to carry a product or transition to not only just a service-based business, but a product-based business. You have a place that you can go to wholesale that has the education, that has the longevity, that has the reviews, that has the credibility behind it for you.
And you have the testimonies, which I love too. That's also amazing. Cool. I do have to give a shout out to Sol Salazar. She's the one that introduced me to Miss Simone Good. And when I went to her retreat, after we came back to the retreat, one of the first places we came was to your shop. And it just went along with it. Had I known, and maybe you'll be at the next retreat with us. Maybe we can do a retreat with Yoni, as one of the services. I think that would be fantastic. I know I'm putting it out there, so I hope you're listening.
I'm listening. I love it. She's listening too. I'm sure she's listening too.
She probably dropped everything she had on her hand right now, but I think that would be amazing, because it's the next step, you guys. We don't take enough care of that area in our body. Yeah. And something you said earlier, you said after we have our children, we're sent home to fend for ourselves. Yep. No doctor follows us home to make sure we're okay. Nobody makes sure we're okay, even with the hormonal imbalances to the point where we're going in that baby blue.
Yeah.
Like nobody follows up with us. And when people are killing their children, they're like, oh, she's psychotic. No, she needed that doctor to follow her all the way through. So to be able to know that you can get a kit, and I'm going to say this before I say that, I prefer a standalone box, the standalone thing, because your toilet is filthy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are steaming that, you are wakening up everything in that toilet. So just know, I would prefer not to do a toilet over being able to get a standalone thing. But that's just to say. But just to know that you have that kind of a remedy at home.
Yes, we have sold over 500 YONI steam stools across the U.S. Over 500 of them. And when we opened our doors, let me just say that, because that in itself, when we opened our doors, our physical location, because we were an online retailer before, and so we were online B2B, and when we opened, our customers came to us and was like, we need a place to walk into, and when we opened our doors, we opened August 16th of 2020, right when the pandemic started, to a line down the street. Because now you have
on your Instagram.
We were shocked, because now you have women, they aren't able to. It became this thing of self-care and self-love, and people weren't able to walk into their normal places and do these things.
Exactly. And who's going to be knocking on the bathroom door? Who's going to be? Seriously.
Yeah.
You just don't have that kind of privacy when you don't have a space specifically for taking care of yourself.
Right.
Correct. And so women are able to buy their stools online. They're, like I said, they're able to buy them. We ship all across. We've had stools go out to Puerto Rico. We had stools go out to, I think this lady was in Africa, and she had like her shipper. We send stools all over. So women are able to go online and have their products done at home. And again, it's not a plastic product. Okay. It's not a plastic product.
So mention your Spotify one more time, because I didn't get a chance to write it down.
It's Good Living. So it's GOODELIVING. All one word.
Okay. I can do that. So I love that there are different herbs for different ailments. I love that you're there. You're not going to just throw us out there to the wolves or to the wind and be like, here's your stuff, just go. I'm glad that you are making yourself available. Of course, if any of our people want to call Crystal and ask her, what does this do? What does that do? After they get it from you, then that would be amazing too, for really the collaboration of all of us, because we're in the Midwest.
Yep.
And I don't know very many people that know about this. And for an herbalist that I've been working with since she was 18 years old, doesn't know about YONI, the vaginal steam, then how many other of us don't know about it? And how many of you out there having issues with cramps?
Excess
having
estrogen,
issue with infertility, having issue with endometriosis, fibroids, and African American women have such a high instance of fibroid tumors in our reproductive area.
Wow.
It's really substantially more than any other sector of the population, and I'm not sure quite why that is. I don't know that anybody does. But if we have something that we can help with those ailments, why not?
Yeah. And you can have something that alleviates you from having a hysterectomy, which again, African American women, we lead in having hysterectomy. I was talking on another show earlier, and I was talking about a woman that came in here and she had a hysterectomy, and I asked her why, and she said she didn't know because her doctor told her to, and we lead with having hysterectomies. Women, it's just amazing to me.
I had one. So I get that. And my fibroid was as big as a thumb. So I don't even know why I had one. Oh, yes, I do. I was bleeding out every month. My blood capacity was, my blood capacity was half in my body. So that's why I was bleeding out every month.
And to know that you have two herbalists here and saying that there's herbs that stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
These are things that we want to come in early and have as preventative care, you know. And it's a shame that, you know, these things aren't set up as preventative care, such as giving out condoms or giving out birth control. Birth control is the first thing that's given out to, you know, women with, you can have a headache and it's like, oh, take some birth control. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, this is a preventative maintenance service for you, you know, and it's inexpensive compared to the cost of our medical practitioners out there, you know, and we need to be able to talk about it more. So I thank you for having me on here to talk about this, to spread awareness about this. And I'm hoping that, you know, more people can get out there, you know, talk to, I really want to say this with caution. When you go out to your yoni steaming places, make sure you talk to these practitioners as well. Make sure you talk to your practitioners as well. Okay. And that you're getting your services done properly, that you're getting, you know, the herbs that you need. The number here for Good Living is 973-337-5339. So if you have any questions, I'm available to talk to you. And again, we are New Jersey based. However, we ship all over. So if you'd like to go on our website, you're also able to chat with me on the website. So if you have any questions or need any recommendations for anything prior to purchasing, you're able to do that.
That's great.
And let me just tell you, I personally don't know that I would go to another yoni establishment because of where do you go but up from your place. And I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here in front of me. You were my very first experience. And I think that if it doesn't meet that, like I already know, if we were to do a yoni place, I would absolutely model it after you, because just like I said, the music, the atmosphere, the instruction, like it wasn't put this in your ear and do this. You literally talked us through it. And that means a lot. It means it's a personal touch. And it's way better than, I don't know how other yoni places are. Actually, I don't even want to do it in my home, actually.
It's so funny that you're saying that, Kathy, because Saturday I had a woman and she came down from Maryland for a birthday party for someone that we had here, because we host events for people as well. Okay. And so this young lady had a birthday party, and so the woman came out from Maryland. It was my first time meeting her. But Saturday she sent a video testimonial, and she was like physically, like literally crying, and she showed the place that she was in Maryland, and she's like, your place spoiled me so much that this was like not the experience I was looking for. But make sure that you talk to us offline, because we do build out packages as well. So, you know, we do have someone that's able to fly out and then able to build out the way that we are here, and everything that you need, you know, as far as mirroring this, we do build out packages. So make sure that you talk to us offline and that we're able to get that set up properly for you.
That is too cool.
That's awesome.
Well, I have one more question.
Sure.
Just one more. What do you say to people that say that there's no scientific fact to yoni, to the results? What do you say? I mean, there are going to be naysayers out there. They're going to go look it up, and they're going to hear what my research has said as well. So what do you say to those people that are going to be there's nothing to that?
I always ask them first, have they tried it? I always ask them first, have they tried it? You know, especially coming out of the era that we've just come out of with scientific fact, and you have a whole country trying something without scientific backing.
Yep. I agree. There's a lot of things that are not scientifically proven, including the natural holistic health world, like what we do here. And for instance, iridology, or they'll even say kinesiology has nothing to it, even though It's worked for many people, and it works for us.
Even what I did with you, when we were doing our YONI steaming, even what I did with you, Simone, with the light. Yeah. I mean, it works.
We can't even explain how a fetus is able to live in water for 9 months and live in darkness, completely darkness for 9 months, not being able to see, not having an ounce of light.
Wow.
For 9 months in water. Yeah. In water. And again, that brings me back to hydrotherapy again. You know?
Yeah.
For 9 months in water, but when we come out, we have to learn to swim again. We have to learn all of these things. Yeah, we have to bear the light as we come out, you know? So when it comes to the scientific background of it, I'm just like, oh.
Just have to experience it. Just try it once and see what you think.
Well, try it a couple of times. Don't just do it once. Try it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Because it depends on where you are at that time in your own mindset.
Right.
And so I wouldn't say once. I would say at least 3 times. Try it.
Absolutely.
And then go from there. But Miss Simone, this was so amazing. I love it. We bring up topics that nobody else does, and I like that too, Crystal. I love it. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Explain things in your gentle, sweet way that you do. You taught us some things. The watermelons in the back look so good. I can't wait to open up mine. And Juneteenth. That's what I forgot to say. We got to mention what you did on Juneteenth real quick.
You said you have to mention what?
Juneteenth, what you did for Juneteenth.
So Juneteenth, we had work with a local farm. And so we were able to bring in seeded watermelons. Seeded watermelon is seeded anything, seeded grapes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Watermelon, cucumbers, anything is so hard to find. And so we were able to bring it in for our attendees. We literally had over 1,000 people attend our Juneteenth event. Wow. And so, they just came in and picked it up. So again, it's truly a lifestyle for us. And every vendor, every other organization and company that we work with, I source them to make sure that they're sustainable, they're ethical as well, because I stand behind our product. I stand behind our product.
We have left companies that were not ethical, that were ethical in the beginning and ended up not being ethical. We left them. Girl, we're right there with you on that one. So it sounds like you had a wonderful Juneteenth, and thank you for that. That's amazing. But yes, you guys, this is our Wellness Wednesday. We had a wonderful guest. She was amazing. Crystal, you know you're amazing always. If you have any questions about the YONI, please contact either Crystal or I, or obviously talk to Miss Simone Good. She would definitely explain some things to you and guide you and direct you into the direction that you need to go when it comes to that stuff. It is it's an experience, and I want you to have the experience right. If you guys want to charter a plane and fly to New Jersey and let's just go to her place, I'm okay with that too.
Yes, and we're also on Instagram. So if you'd like to connect with us on Instagram, it's Good Living. So it's GOODELIVING, all one word. Crystal, I'm definitely looking forward to connecting with you on Instagram as well, or Facebook. And Kathy, I'm looking forward to seeing you again. I'm looking forward to you opening up.
I know. Hey, that might not be very far off, actually, because I don't know anybody that has a standalone building doing this in the area. I will Google it, but I don't know. And even if so, they won't be me.
That's awesome.
All right, you guys, we better let you get going with your day. Thank you so much for joining us for Wellness Wednesday. We love that you guys are here with us every Wednesday. Please continue to support us by sending this out to other people so that they can hear it and understand and learn from it. And just go in and start liking our stuff and subscribing to our YouTube channel. We need you guys to do that. We're young, but we're going to get there. We're growing, but not as quickly as I'd like, but still we're growing. So you guys, health is wealth, and when you are clean inside, you are green inside. Thank you so much, Simone. We will talk to you soon. Bye, you guys.
Thank you. Happy Wellness Wednesday.